All right, this is the back channel. Welcome everyone. In this episode, it's going to be a bit of a rant/warning against something called side letters. Now, what is a side letter? A side letter is the colloquial term referencing an agreement or an additional legal document that venture capitalists may ask for when signing a more standard agreement like a SAFE. Now, on the surface, it's not that bad. A lot of times, side letters are used to ask for pretty innocuous things like information rights. Sometimes it's access to meetings and requests that the firm get a chance to speak to the CEO on a regular basis. Small things around governance that really don't change the impact of exactly how the company gets run or how future fundraisings may occur. Now, there are a little bit more onerous things that a lot of venture capital firms may ask for, like pro-rata rights or super pro-rata rights or indefinite pro-rata rights, things that actually could make things a little bit more complicated for a founder in the future as they go out to raise. Now, even that is not that bad if you know that the request is coming and that you have enough time to negotiate it, right? Everything can be a negotiation. Everything can be changed. Now, the thing that I have a big warning for founders when it comes to side letters is something that I see happen way more often than it should, which is when a venture capital firm is in the running to do a deal with a company, and they are one of the last firms and they are still in the running, and they put their terms down, they discuss it, and they say, this is what we want to do, and we're going to do this investment. And then the founder goes, great, let's do that with you. Let's agree to these terms. We'll write it up in a SAFE. I'll tell everyone else in the process that we're going with you all. This is where a big problem can happen for the founder. And that's when the venture capital firm says, amazing, I'm glad we're doing this deal. By the way, standard practice for us, whenever we do a deal with SAFEs, is to ask that you sign this side letter. If you're a startup trying to sell into enterprises, I'm sure you've been dreading getting some sort of certification like SOC 2 or HIPAA. I know I did when I ran my last startup, and it cost us a lot of important deals. Well, you're in luck because not only is there an awesome solution called Vanta that makes the process dead simple, but also funded listeners get $1,000 off their service just by going to vanta.com/funded. Check it out. And it's then that they show you all the things that they're asking for that aren't standard in the YC standard SAFE, things like information rights and maybe also pro-rata rights in future rounds, et cetera, things that are a little bit greedy when it comes to asking for more things. And at this point, the founder doesn't have any leverage to negotiate or push back and say, no, you know what? I only want to do what's standard in the SAFE, or I will be okay with X, but not Y. Let's make sure we knock those things out, because they've told everyone else in the running that they're no longer doing the deal with them. They're going with this firm. And now that firm can kind of dangle a bunch of requests within a side letter, knowing that it'll be very difficult for a founder to push back. So my warning to founders is, as you're getting to the end of a process, especially if you're doing it around the SAFE, and especially if you're engaging with kind of larger, more established funds, but really with any fund or any investor, you may want to start asking, hey, when you do deals on SAFEs, when you invest using a SAFE, is your standard practice to add anything else? Do you use side letters? And if you do, I want to know what your request usually is. It can be hard to know that that's what to ask for if you're not an experienced founder, but hopefully hearing this now will remind you the next time you go out and raise on a SAFE and you start talking to investors. Make sure you know whether or not side letters might be coming, so you can discuss it alongside all the other terms and that you don't get stuck the way I've seen a lot of founders get stuck. Okay, so that's my rant. That's my warning against side letters. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Back Channel, and I'll see you next time.